Welcome to this week's group chat. Anthony here with Jacqueline. Jacqueline, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good.
It was a busy, busy week. Let's get into it. The women, WNBA, they're getting paid. They're getting paid finally. What's your thoughts
I
on that?
Yeah, I think here's the thing. Women in the WNBA have really still been playing at a level for years, right? And so for them to not have to go overseas or to get all these, endorsements and stuff like that to make up their income, I think that's amazing.
I mean, they still want them endorsements now. I don't know. They still want that extra money. But no, it's definitely. I mean, it definitely well deserved. I mean, some women, were couch surfing with host families and other things to kind of make ends meet while they were playing. I think another thing that came along with it, I believe, is housing for some of the players. The league has secured like private housing through 2028. So a lot of the women who had to couch surf or roommate, they're now able to, you know, have their own housing, which is great. It's great for the league. I think when you had Angel, Caitlin, Paige, girls that were lighting it up in college and then brought their fan base to the WNBA and made it just as exciting. I think, it brought the new eyes to the league that's already been competitive, already been fun, competitive and fun. I think that's what's kind of changed things and really brought it to where it is now. So I'm glad they were able to get that deal done.
Yeah, yeah. And like you said, though, this new class of athletes, there's so many of them, and they're really bringing fans, and they're bringing their own, fan base to these teams. Like Angel Reese, her jersey sold out, right? So yeah, I think it's about time that they get recognized.
And let's go through some of the numbers. I mean, the salary cap jumped from 1.5 to 7 million per team. That's
Right.
a 367% increase in 1 year. The max contract goes from 249 to 1.4 million, and it grows up to 2.4 million by 2032. So the average salary now is 583,000. Last year was under 220. So over 30 players will earn over a million or more this season. Last year that number was zero, of course. And even
Wow.
the league minimum jumped to 270, which already exceeds last year's supermax. So the minimum, the player who makes the least amount of money, this year is making more than what Aja Wilson and the Stars made last year. So that's the contrast. So I mean, I know. We still hear a lot of, well, it doesn't match to the NBA. I mean, we got to take steps. Got to take steps. The NBA established license deal, televised, all the. So it's a lot of things that go along with that to generate the money that the players generate. So, I mean, I think this is a great deal for the ladies. It allows them not to have to go overseas if they don't want to go overseas. And
Mhm.
another thing that's key is these expansion teams. It's more slots for women because a lot of times people don't understand just because they have the draft, everybody in the draft doesn't even make a team that year. So now it's more slots available, more so it gives them more opportunity.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you look back to, when the WNBA started, people like, Lisa Leslie and Dawn Staley, like they probably thought this would happen years ago, right? So, especially for someone like Dawn to see now what she couldn't get, seeing her players that she's coached get
Oh
this, I
yeah,
know that that's got to be, just make you proud that she's pushed this far, and now she's the highest paid college coach, right? So it's all coming to a head.
yeah. To see her, Aja Wilson and Leah Boston both get those big contracts there, it has to feel good. I saw Don made a post about it. Another thing this year, you have AZ Fudd, who was the number one pick out of UConn, going to Dallas, play with her old teammate Paige and her friend. They're going to play together, but this year her rookie salary is going to be 500,000 this season. Where last year Paige, who was the number one pick, it was 80,000. So again, uh, big, big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really surprised about that last year when I think Paige mentioned it. Someone asked her, or it was public information, and I thought that's wild that they weren't making that much money. That just now in 2026 to have some sort of equitable pay, even
Right,
in the WNBA, right?
right. And now the season's getting close. I mean, I think they're going to start training camp. Season starts, I think around May 8th or something like that. So now it's time to see them in action. So I think this is good. I think also the unrivaled league being so competitive, and those girls able to come in that short period of time and match, exceed their salaries what they were making in WNBA. It also helped kind of push this deal too, because as you get a competitive league, and I love for that to continue too, so they can make more money and continue to grow the game. Because all it's doing is growing the game.
Yeah.
More fans, more people able to watch them. Be able to grow their star power and their brand as well. So I'm excited for the ladies. I'm excited to see this season. So I'm ready.
Yeah. Same.
All right. From there now, let's make a quick pivot. And I guess let's talk about this war in Iran and Trump. Now, today, I guess inklings of some deal been formed, but the deal seems to be kind of similar to a deal that was already in place, from Obama, that Trump tore up in 2016. Seems similar in some cases. I'm hearing that maybe giving up a lot more. And remember, Trump calling that one of the worst deals ever. And I don't know, seems to be something similar, if not giving Iran more.
Listen, that's just how they operate. It's just like Obamacare to the Affordable Care Act, right? It's the
Hmm.
same thing, but it's just they're giving it a different name. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that he would cave more or, you know, make concessions to make something happen. I'm just
Right.
glad he's finally doing something on the right side, at least, or trying to, it seems.
Yeah, because it's. I mean, if I can, it's that Obama. He got significant nuclear concessions through diplomacy, with no war, no American casualties.
Mhm.
Trump pulled out of that deal in 2018, and then the past 8 years, Iran was advancing towards weapon grade material during that time when that deal was slashed. So then, now where Obama was able to negotiate something without any war, any casualties, gets tore out. They start developing, and now Trump has to come in. An unauthorized war, chaos throughout the world. Everything prices everything through the roof, and now you're gonna kind of almost come back with the same deal, but giving them more. Um, Boasting that the strait is now open when it was open prior to the war. So, it was closed because of the war that you created. Now we're supposed to celebrate that it's back open again with everything, all these prices up, casualties. We lost soldiers. We lost, all the casualties of innocent people. Because in war, the people are innocent. So innocent people on both sides. Um, I don't see the win here. I don't see, I don't see the win here. I don't see, and the other thing is, like, with these prices. I mean, history shows a lot of time once they go up, they don't necessarily always come down.
Right.
So, I don't I don't know too much what to say about that right now.
Yeah. I would be interested, gas prices, let's see if that makes any difference. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was long enough for people to, for the gas operators to, to make a difference because like you said, once those prices go up, they kind of feel like, well, that they're used to paying it now or in anticipation of something else happening. So they're like, I got to pad my pockets. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have high hopes.
I mean, it was just never a real plan. I mean, it didn't have any congressional approval, no strategy, no allies, no exit plan. So, I mean, this is what we get. And, today I know it was a vote on his war powers that, of course, didn't pass the House. One Democrat crossed the aisle. So it lost 213, 214. Um, yeah, I mean, always, so Obama's deal was the worst in history, caused all this chaos, and now you're giving a deal that gives them even more. I mean, and it'll get applauded by some people. It's just, yeah, you can't, like I said, every week, you can't make this stuff up. You can't
How
make it.
much money did it waste? just to turn around and give up and say, okay, now now we've got a plan. We're conceding now. We're gonna meet in the middle.
So all we can do is see what's next week on this reality. That's our life right now. Reality show. That's our life right now. So, well, again, I guess we can wrap it up this week. Again, we're so happy for the women of the WNBA. What this means for young girls now, coming up, having an opportunity, like I said, building a brand early with NIL, but now having a play, they don't have to go all over the world to actually play ball. They can play ball at home. And hopefully more expansion teams will come, so there'll be more spots for these girls, for these women. So like again, I'm excited to watch the season. So any last thoughts, remarks as we wrap this up?
No, I'm excited too. I'm excited to see, to have people buy in to the WNBA because I remember, I'm old enough to remember when it started and to see where it is now. It's exciting and have these girls have something to move on to right after college and not have to go overseas is real exciting.
All right. Well, that's it on this week's group chat. Anthony and Jacqueline. We'll see you next week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.